Today I want to talk to you about the new JWDS-2244 open stand drum sander from Jet Tools. The 2244 has some of the great technology that you've seen in the 1632 and the 1836 drum sanders. I'm going to show you some of those things right now. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the dust collection system on the machine. It is really great because it has this new integrated baffle in the dust shroud. This allows us to get up to 97% of all dust out of the machine. It's really great because you can collect a vast majority of the dust off of the workpiece, and what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that you're not burning the paper and burning your project. So that's going to help you save money because you're going to be replacing your sandpaper less, and it's going to give you a better finish for when you're doing your woodworking projects. The heart of the drum sander is the conveyor system. Let me show you some of the cool technology that they have in this as well. There's a new pull-through design. This conveyor motor is on the back instead of the front. That's going to allow the motor to pull the workpiece through the drum sander instead of pushing it. It's going to give you a smoother feed and a better finish on your product. Also, we have the SandSmart technology. Now, this is a great system here because it is variable speed, and the SandSmart is going to allow you to sense the load on the system and slow it down if you need to. This variable speed goes all the way from 0 up to 10 feet per minute. So you can really crank this thing up and get some high production for smaller pieces, but if you have a large piece and you want to take off a little bit more, then you can slow that down, and that's really going to help you fine-tune it and again make sure you're not burning the workpiece or your sandpaper. Now, one of the great benefits about having an open-ended design on a drum sander is that you can sand really wide pieces. So even though this is 22-inch drum, you can sand up to a 44-inch wide workpiece. Now, the key to that is this parallelism adjustment, and it is tool-free. So the whole idea here is that if I'm going to sand a larger piece, I want to flip that around to send that through a second time. I want to make sure I don't have a seam in the middle. So this parallelism adjustment, you can drop the table down just a few thousandths. And what that'll do is allow you a little crown on the workpiece. And then you can just sand that out and it'll be smooth and seamless. And when you're done sanding those large workpieces, you can quickly and accurately get back to parallel using the tool-free adjustment with just a few turns of the knob. The 2244 has a lot of capacity that's also in a small footprint. This is a great open stand design here. This has a storage shelf down below, and as woodworkers, we know we always need more storage. So having a place for your sandpaper and other accessories is great. Another great thing about the Jet machine here is that it's backed by a 5-year warranty, just like all the other Jet machines. All right, now that we've talked about some of the great features of the 2244, let's see it in action. I have some projects here that I'm going to run through the drum sander, but first of all, before you get started, you want to make sure that you have the dust collection hooked up. You always want to make sure that you're collecting the dust properly to make sure your lungs are safe. Also, a great feature that is something you might not notice is a little hook back here that will hold the dust collection hose. That's a great addition. The first thing I have is just your traditional cutting board. We can make this really smooth really quickly, and the great thing is I've already adjusted the drum sander to the right height for this cutting board, but you can go all the way up to 4 inches for really thick work pieces. Let's get this thing started. I've got a great finish. This just saved me a ton of time of hand sanding. But right now, let me show you another cool application. What I've got here is an inlay. I've got a small piece of cherry with a little piece of purple heart on top. And this is really delicate. If you've ever worked with inlay, you know that it can be very prone to tearing out, and you want to make sure you're being very careful when you do that. The great thing about a drum sander is that it is an abrasive, so you will never have chip out. Let's see how this comes off, and you can see the design come through. It's a great application for inlay. The inlay just came out of the drum sander and it is looking amazing. Absolutely zero tear out, and that is a great feature of a drum sander versus a thickness planer. little bit of hand sanding, and this is going to be an amazing project. You can go to jettools.com to see all the specs as well as locate your local dealers and see where you can buy it online. But one word of caution, if you go into the store and put your hands on this thing, you're going to want to buy it, so be prepared. All right guys, have a great day.